My name is Sandra Valtiero, and I'm your host tonight. We're talking today about how important it is to stay active as we age, and we all know we're aging every day. So tonight, we are also highlighting Club 55. Club 55 is a social group of adults 55 and over who stay active through different activities that we have here in Burlington. And we would like to show some clips later to let you know about the different activities that they have. I am here with my guest tonight, and so I'd like to introduce to you, first of all, Dr. Salzman, who is a geriatrician at Lay Hospital, and he's also an assistant professor at the medicine at Tufts Medical School. He also is the chairman of the Board of Health Directors. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you.
I'd also like to introduce Pat Agostino, who's a physical therapist and the co-owner of People Fit there in Woburn. Welcome, Pat.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. You know, when I heard we were going to talk about staying active as we age, I was reading this book by Joan Verrico, and the book is titled Sitting Kills and Moving Heals. What do you think about that title? What does that tell us?
There's a lot of good research out there that shows that the more active you are, the more that you're moving, the better off you're going to be health-wise in the long term.
Yeah. Sounds that way.
There was a philosophy in medicine many years ago that if it hurt or if you didn't quite feel up to it, that you should do nothing. And so my grandmother, who died a number of years ago in her 90s, had terrible arthritis, and in those days they were told, don't move, don't do anything. We know today that is exactly the wrong advice back then, and the more you move, the more you do, the better you'll be.
Exactly. So what is the benefits of working out, like in your gym, for instance?
So yeah, you exercise regularly. First off, you can start off with mortality. You know, they say exercise 150 minutes per week. What does 30 minutes, 5 days a week get you? Well, in a recent study that had over 600,000 people in it, it got you about a 32% reduction in death over that time. But exercise is so much more than that. It's about quality of life. Can I continue to do the activities I want to do? You can prevent about, I think they said 12 or 13 different types of cancer just by exercising regularly. Forget about things like dementia, Alzheimer's disease, heart disease. The list goes on and on. There's no medication out there that's going to give you all that benefit. But staying active, moving, and healthy, that's really where you can get the benefit.
That's good. I want to show a clip. We're highlighting Club 55. Let's see the clip of Brendan. Brendan's the director of Parks and Recreation here in Burlington.
I'm Brendan Egan, the Director of Parks and Recreation for the Burlington Recreation Department. Club 55 started back in 2004 as a way to get Burlington residents 55 and older active and utilizing both their mind and their body, keeping them sharp, participating in programs and activities. And it was the brainchild of David LeBlanc and Bill Boudreau, who really started the movement. And we have a active group of people involved now, always looking for new members. Activities range from horseshoes and bocce to golf, cribbage, whist, sing-alongs. There's a little bit of everything, but I know you guys are always in search of new members and trying to keep the numbers high and programs new and new events. So I just wanted to come and talk a little bit about the program and how important it is for the Burlington Recreation Department. It's become one of our very active and go-to programs for residents 55 and older.
Great. Thanks, Brendan. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Okay. It really works well in this town. People really like being active, and we have an awful lot of activities for our residents, which is great. I was thinking about you, and you were saying that there's a lot of seniors that work out at your place. Would you say how many approximately?
Well, our average age is about 65 years of age. Obviously, we have people in their 20s and 30s exercising
Yeah.
with us. We have people into their 90s exercising. In fact, I think the oldest at our facility right now is 95.
Wow.
And this gentleman still goes out dancing on the weekends. So age really doesn't. Age should not define what someone is able to do in this day and age.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, as a geriatrician, the people who ultimately come to me are people who are really the sickest of the sick, and so they may not be of the caliber of people fit. They may be people who we advise just do something every day. They are these are individuals, really advanced individuals who, we want just to do something. Not the 30 minutes a day, nothing like that. Just get up and move around the house. Work up towards maybe getting to the mailbox. Exercise at any age, we know, especially toning exercises, are crucial for maintaining balance, reducing risk of falls, which is the biggest thing. I can't tell you how many people this winter, elders, slipped, fell, broke hips. And people don't realize that once that happens, life has changed because of the stress of that. So by keeping fit, by optimizing tone, keeping good bone health, we really can benefit people just like we discussed at any age. But at any age, it may not be the 30 minutes a day. It may just be doing something active, something.
And you work with people who have had surgery or had an accident, and you work with them sometimes in their home, you said.
That's correct. We go into people's homes that maybe can't get out of their homes to exercise. I saw a gentleman this morning. He's about to turn 98, and he has spinal stenosis, and he has arthritis, and he has a hearing loss, but yet he's able to do strength training. You talked about the importance of resistance training. This gentleman is fearful of falling, and we want to keep him from not falling, because the repercussions of someone who falls at that age are quite dramatic. And everyone knows frailty when they see it, and if you can maintain people's muscle mass, a lot of times they become less frail.
I want to look at a couple more clips. First of all, let's look at Dick Elliott. He's a tennis coordinator for Club 55. Just so people out there in Burlington and the surrounding towns to see what we have available for them. You're here for Club 55. You're one of the coordinators, and I understand you take care of tennis?
Tennis, yes. We have tennis offered to all the citizens of Burlington, and even outside. Some people come, they like to come join us. And we have time in the Rahanis Park, 9 to 11 every Thursday. When we have to move out of Rahanis, when the kids come, the school is out, they take over, then we move up to Simon Park. So all summer long, we can offer tennis to anyone who would like to play. Now, Burlington residents probably don't know that this is offered to them, but if you'd like to play tennis, and it really doesn't matter whether you're a good tennis player or, like me, perhaps not so good, but we enjoy it. We have a good time, and we would like to have anybody who wants to join us for a good time. And we also have some good players that can teach you. If you feel you're not well enough versed in tennis, we still have people there to help you out. And we can let you even keep score once in a while to let you know what happens there too. But we do enjoy it, and we'd like to have more players. We have the 2 tennis courts open that takes care of 8 players every day, every Thursday morning. And if we can get 8 players, we're all going to enjoy it. So we'd like to have anyone of the Burlington residents that would like to play, male and female, to come up and join us. And we can get you playing within a very short time. A couple of months, you'll be aces.
Isn't that wonderful?
I think they enjoy it. We enjoy it so much that we're all having fun at it, you know.
And most of our activities are for both men and women, right? Is there any cost for tennis?
No, there's no cost at all other than you're getting up and getting there.
Okay. What time do you have to get there?
9 9 o'clock we start,
9,
and
okay.
we usually stop at 11 because we're pretty well
Pushed,
ready to
right?
push and ready to
Okay.
stop.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Have a nice
Sandra.
day. Okay. Also, let's take a look at John Ledwith. He's a golf and bowling coordinator.
155 bowling and in this case, golf was started in 2004 by David LeBlanc, and we have an active group of 40 golfers that when we meet on Tuesday morning at between 9 and 10 a.m. at the King Rail Golf Course up in Linfield. We had previously been up in Billerica, but we moved this year to the new location. We're always looking for new golfers, and our program started on April 12th of this year. Unfortunately, we had some rain so far, but we're looking forward to any new golfers who want to join us on Tuesday morning between the hours of 9 and 10. We have tee time. In addition, if it rains on Tuesday, we've had an opportunity to use Friday as an alternate date for tee times when the rain, as it has this year, stopped us from golfing on Tuesday. So we look forward to any new members joining us, and call the Recreation Department and put your name in, and we'd be glad to add you to our list. Bowling starts up on October 15th of the year when the golf is winding down. So we have in the bowling, we have 11 women and about 15 men that are coming together on Tuesday at the Montville Bowling Alley. And we have no competition there. It's all pretty nice and have a friendly conversation with your neighbor, talk about politics and sports. And so it's a wonderful time. Women do the same thing. They talk about their families and so forth. So we welcome everybody to go down bowling. That's, again, is on Tuesday at the Woburn Velodrome between the hours of at 10 o'clock. 3 strings, $10.50, and free shoes. So we look forward to anybody joining us. Again, call the Recreation Department, put your name in, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we're really trying to highlight them because they need more members, although we have, I think, about 129 members now. They also have a music group, chorus. Well, they're not really a chorus. They say they just, people want to get together and sing, and they have a lot of fun. And I think that's also good for mental health for seniors especially. Dr. Salzman, I'd like to know, what is the difference from a geriatrician versus a regular, just an MD or internal medicine man?
I give talks in the community, and every one of my talks has a slide of my grandparents. My grandparents from 1963 and my grandparents from 2006. And in 1963, they were both my age, I'm 52, and in 2006, they were in their 90s. And I tell the people in the audience, these are both adults, but clearly the picture of my grandparents in their 90s looked very different from the adults in their 50s. And there's such a difference in physiology, communication, ability, that the American Board of Internal Medicine in 2006 said that there is a unique segment of the adult population, which we call elders, which is defined as age over 65, but for me it's really age over 75, that deserves special attention, special focus. So that I want, every time somebody is going to do some sort of medical intervention on an elder, to stop and pause and say, am I considering this person as a unique segment of the adult population, or am I treating this person like any other person? I use my wife as an example. My wife's a pediatrician. She takes care of 3 types of people: a newborn, a toddler, and an adolescent. It's obvious that you don't treat the newborn the same way you treat an adolescent. It's just obvious. You look at the two and you know. But they're all members of the pediatric population. What I want is for people to look at adults like us and adults who are in their 70s, 80s, 90s, as we talked about, and say, wait a minute, we need to recognize that these are special adults. And so that's what geriatrics is. Geriatrics is a recognition that there is this unique segment of the adult population that deserves special attention because of the differences that occur with normal processes of aging.
And what are some of the special needs that they have, you say?
Well, just with regard to normal aging, comparing a 35-year-old to an 85-year-old, there's 40 to 60% less kidney function. There can be 25% less liver function, heart function, lung function. It is not a normal process of aging that people become forgetful, although there is more of a cognition change. My grandfather in his 90s fully with it mentally, but he had to go through all 10 male members of the family before he got to my name, and I was the eldest grandchild. But he was still an extremely functional and cognitive gentleman. But we know that there is a fragility that occurs with aging. There is muscle loss. There is changes in metabolism, changes in calorie intake. So geriatricians, of which U.S. News and World Report said in 2014 in the state of Massachusetts, there's only 78 of us, which is amazing. And there's only 7,200 of us in the country. So not a lot of us, but a lot of elders. And so at things like this, allowing me to come on and talk about elders and talk with my colleague, it helps people understand that these are special people that need special attention and focus from just normal aging.
And so how does a senior know enough to go to you?
Well, there's a paucity of us, as I said, and there are some of us who do practice primary care, but there really aren't enough of us to go around. In fact, by the year 2030, when 20% of our adult populations can be age over 65, it's estimated that we'll need at least 36,000 geriatricians to attend to them in this country, and we'll have maybe 11. So those geriatricians that are available are really for the most compromised, the most fragile elders. Does every elder need a geriatrician? Absolutely not. You talk about the 98-year-old gentleman that you have who's doing wonderfully. Primary care doctors do not have enough training in medical school in geriatrics, and guys like me are trying to change that. But there's definitely much more immersion in geriatrics. So understanding the needs of the elders is becoming much more prominent today than it was 10 years ago. So it's not so much people need a geriatrician. They are there for special cases, mostly evolved around cognition issues, dementia, or significant functional decline. But for primary care in general, the primary care doctors that I know do a fine job. And if they need extra help, then they refer to me.
Do you find, Pat, at the gym that, the elder people that go there, do they need special attention from people that work there?
Yeah, so our gym is kind of a unique gym where everyone that walks through our door is evaluated by a physical therapist. So when a senior walks through our door, what are the important things that we're looking at? We're looking at strength, flexibility, the condition of their joints. But then we're looking a little bit more into their medical history. Do they have osteoporosis, which has a whole different set of circumstances and things that we need to be aware of in terms of doing appropriate weight-bearing exercises. And then we look at balance. Balance is such a big issue right now for most seniors, and we need to be aware of how they can balance themselves. Do they have the functional strength and the flexibility in, let's say, their ankles and their hips to balance appropriately? And then a lot of seniors are really contending, and a lot of seniors at our fitness center are contending with things like peripheral neuropathy, where they don't have good sensation in the bottom of their feet, either because it's an idiopathic thing or because maybe they have diabetes that hasn't been well controlled. So just being aware of those issues allows you to design a program that's safe and effective.
Sure, absolutely. So they're thriving. You think most of them that come there end up thriving?
It's a matter of, will a medical condition pop up in which they have to see someone like Dr. Saltzman that has to be addressed, that derails them. But I can tell you, the more active we can keep them, even if that means that they're only coming in and doing 5-8 minutes of cardiovascular on a seated machine, maybe they're doing maybe 2 days a week of strength training exercises that aren't going to hurt them. All those things really help long term in terms of just maintaining their health.
We we have a saying, you know, the longer you don't, the longer you can't, and sooner you won't. You know, you have no matter we all of us. I mean, do I get as much exercise as I should? The answer is no, and we can talk later about that. But really, we want everyone to have the highest quality of life, no matter how old they are. And yes, we do know that the older population does take more medications, which can interact with each other, is more, you know, has normal process of aging changes, tends to be more fragile. We understand all of that. But the reality is that everybody has to keep moving. And when you stop moving, my great-grandfather used to say, when I no longer can tend my lemons, when I no longer have a purpose, when I no longer am moving, I'll die. And 6 months after 6 months at the age of 103, when he couldn't tend his lemon trees anymore, he died. But we all have to have a purpose. And part of that purpose is being functional and being interactive.
Oh, yeah, definitely. My father was one too, in his 80s. He said the same thing to me, actually. He said, if I stop moving, I'll die. And then the last year, he got bladder cancer, and then he couldn't do what he used to do. I mean, guy in his 70s painted my house.
But the ability to have a professional, a physical therapist, come to the house and help you in your home. The home is the most nebulous part of healthcare. So the fact we have a professional coming into your home to help you be more functional, more active inside the safety of your home, I think that's amazing, and that's what we really would want to optimize in the community.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at another clip from Roger, who is the recording secretary for Club 55.
I'm Roger Morrison. Take minutes meetings and distribute minutes. Club 55 monthly. I also do coordinating for Bocce, which is on every Wednesday at 9 o'clock, starting middle of April till approximately the middle of October, depending on the weather. I'm very interested in whist. I play on Friday mornings at 10 o'clock. That is the Club 55 Plus Day. But a lot of people, 6 or 8 of us, play Monday to Friday at 9 o'clock in the morning. Just a gathering of people to play whist. We do it at the card room in the senior center.
Do you take care of any other activities besides whist? I understand you also do cribbage there.
Cribbage is a activity in process. There are people interested in cribbage, but we just have to have a little bit more coordination and agreement with people when to show up. Cribbage is a very good game to play.
Okay, thank you, Roger.
You're welcome.
Okay, we had another clip on top of that. I was wondering what happened to that. Okay, well, listen, looks like our time is running out, unfortunately, and we haven't even gotten to the mental things that exercise does improve. And we really want to talk about that. So we'd like to come back next month. If you people would come back and join us, hopefully my guests can come back next month also, and we can get more into those benefits as well.
Can I just add one more thing,
Sure.
which I know you would agree with as well. Before entertaining any type of exercise program, before utilizing the support of my colleague or anything else like that, please make sure that somebody knows what you're doing, like a doctor, some professional, so that everything can be covered and that you can proceed safely and proceed to helping your wellness appropriately. I just think that's important.
Absolutely. And that should go with all the activities that Burlington provides, that they should be checked with their doctors. So my name is Sandra Valtero, and we will see you next month. Thank you for joining.